All right, this is a lower body workout and lower body and plyometric workout that I did Tuesday, May 17th. So if you watched Monday's workout, you saw I was focusing on single leg jumps and upper body training. So today I'm going to be doing strictly jumps off of 2 feet. So double leg jumps, and I'm going to train lower body. So you'll get to see what kind of lifts I'm doing there. So you can see the first exercise I did was those pogo jumps off of 2 feet, and I kind of alternate low and high because it teaches the body how to build some momentum. And then I really focus on these squat jumps and focus on slingshotting myself up as high as I possibly can. I usually do a couple sets of 10 or so jumps, and then I got into some seated hurdle jumps. I don't have plyo boxes, but I don't really care to buy any because I don't really see why it's necessary, and I don't like making excuses about not having certain equipment, and that's why I can't reach certain goals. So I just use a cardboard box to jump over, and it just gives me some extra reps to focus on sticking the landing. So I did about 10 of those, and then before I get into lower body lifting, I always like doing these banded monster walks. I do them laterally and then forward and back, and then I do some banded squats like that. So I'm moving in all 3 planes of motion and focusing on activating the glutes. And now once we're into lower body lifts, one thing you'll see is that, especially on the big movement like the squat, I'm not really focused on how much weight I can move anymore because my goals do not pertain to heavy squatting anymore. Now, if you can't squat your body weight, now obviously you should probably not do the bands because you'll get plenty of stimulus from just a regular barbell squat. I strap up bands like I did yesterday for the bench. I do that for the squat too, just so I can focus on moving that weight fast. And so this is just my first set, so you can see I'm kind of just warming up, and I ended up doing 5 total sets of this. And the goal is each set you want the weight to actually move faster and faster. So that was my big working movement of the day. And then I got into some reverse lunges. So I did about 8 each leg. And this is where I like focusing on building some strength instead of loading up the weight with 300 some odd pounds for doing barbell squats. I'd rather just stick with like 150 to 200 pounds on these single leg movements and really controlling it, just to put a little bit less stress on the back. So I did these, and the next exercise you'll see is where I really like to focus on loading up the weight. So here I'm about to do some rack pulls, and I like to line this up to where it's pretty close to where you would actually perform a vertical jump at. And so here is where you can really load up the weight, especially if you use straps. But you don't want to load it so heavy that you don't feel like you're moving fast. So I'm really focusing on locking out the hips as fast and as hard as I possibly can on every rep. And then I finished off with a bodyweight lower body exercise. So I just did some Nordic hamstring curls. Right now I can control the negative down to a foam roller. And as I progress, I'll eventually get to where I can control the negative all the way to the floor. And the goal obviously is to be able to do 5 of these by myself, like without having to push myself up like I'm doing there. So that's the whole workout. And yesterday I trained core pretty hard, so I don't really need to train core on lower body days. So that's the whole workout.